life is more terrible than death, it is then the truest valor to dare to live. There are wonders in true affection. It is a body of enigmas, mysteries, and riddles, wherein two so become one, as they both become two. We do but learn today what our better advanced judgments will unteach us tomorrow. No one should approach the temple of science with the soul of a money changer. As reason is a rebel to faith, so passion is a rebel to reason. The long habit of living indisposeth us for dying. Life itself is but the shadow of death, and souls departed but the shadows of the living. Men lie by intervals of reason under the sovereignty of humor and passion. Charity, but how shall we expect charity towards others, when we are uncharitable to ourselves? Charity begins at home, is the voice of the world, yet is every man his greatest enemy, and, as it were, his own executioner. There is no royal road or ready way to virtue. All things are artificial, for nature is the art of God. Let him have the key of thy heart, who hath the lock of his own. There is music, even in the beauty and the silent note which Cupid strikes, far sweeter than the sound of an instrument. It is the common wonder of all men, how among so many million faces, there should be none alike. Natura nihil agit frustra, nature does nothing in vain, is the only indisputable axiom in philosophy. There are no grotesques in nature, not anything framed to fill up empty cantons and unnecessary spaces. How shall we expect charity towards others, when we are uncharitable to ourselves? Death is a leap into the dark. I have tried if I could reach that great resolution, to be honest without a thought of heaven or hell. Obstinacy in a bad cause is but constancy in a good. For the world, I count it not an inn, but a hospital, and a place not to live, but to die in. It is we that are blind, not fortune. I have loved my friends as I do virtue, my soul, my God. Men that look no further than their outsides, think health an appurtenance unto life, and quarrel with their constitutions for being sick. But I that have examined the parts of man, and know upon what tender filaments that fabric hangs, do wonder that we are not always so, and considering the 1,000 doors that lead to death, do thank my God that we can die but once. Man is a noble animal, splendid in ashes, and pompous in the grave. I would not live over my hours past, not unto Cicero's ground because I have lived them well, but for fear I should live them worse. Where I cannot satisfy my reason, I love to humor my fancy. Sleep is death's younger brother, and so like him, that I never dare trust him without my prayers. But man is a noble animal, splendid in ashes, and pompous in the grave, solemnizing nativities and deaths with equal luster, nor omitting ceremonies of bravery, in the infamy of his nature. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. Light is but the shadow of God. Festination may prove precipitation. Deliberating delay may be wise cunctation. The religion of one seems madness unto another. Thus there are 2 books from whence I collect my divinity, besides that written one of God, another of his servant nature, that universal and public manuscript, that lies expansed unto the eyes of all, those that never saw him in the one, have discovered him in the other. He who discommendeth others obliquely commendeth himself. Christian morals. They do most by books, who could do much without them, and he that chiefly owes himself unto himself, is the substantial man. As for those wingy mysteries in divinity, and airy subtleties in religion, which have unhinged the brains of better heads, they never stretched the pia mater of mine. Methinks there be not impossibilities enough in religion for an active faith. For God is like a skillful geometrician. Lord, deliver me from myself. And surely, he that hath taken the true altitude of things, and rightly calculated the degenerate state of this age, is not like to envy those that shall live in the next, much less 300 or 400 years hence, when no man can comfortably imagine what face this world will carry. Let age, not envy, draw wrinkles on thy cheeks. Be thou what thou singly art and personate only thyself. Swim smoothly in the stream of thy nature and live but one man. Whosoever enjoys not this life, I count him but an apparition, though he wear about him the sensible affections of flesh. In these moral acceptions, the way to be immortal is to die daily. Be charitable before wealth make thee covetous, and lose not the glory of the might. Every country hath its Machiavel. The noblest gladiation is in the theatre of ourselves. I could never divide myself from any man upon the difference of an opinion, or be angry with his judgment for not agreeing with me in that from which perhaps within a few days I should dissent myself. What song the Sirens sang, or what name Achilles assumed when he hid himself among women, though puzzling questions, are not beyond all conjecture. To believe only possibilities is not faith, but mere philosophy. To me avarice seems not so much a vice as a deplorable piece of madness. To call ourselves a microcosma, or little world, I thought it only a pleasant trope of rhetoric, till my near judgment and second thoughts told me there was a real truth therein. For first we are a rude masse, and in the rank of creatures, which only are, and have a dull kind of being not yet privileged with life, or preferred to sense or reason. Next we live the life of plants, the life of animals, the life of men, and at last the life of spirits, running on in one mysterious nature. Those 5 kinds of existence, which comprehend the creatures not only of world, but of the universe,